Okay. Hi, I'm Shruti, and
I'm Veronica.
so what we did was a company called YourMeds. We redesigned a product for YourMeds, which is kind of like
A box.
yeah, a box that kind of has like pills and tablets in them, and the company actually keeps track of patients taking their pills to see if they had like a technical issue with their product. So we basically redesigned their product to solve this technical issue.
We started with a problem statement, and we wrote pharmacists and caretakers need a way to accurately align wiring to the box in YourMeds pill boxes with less effort and motor accuracy required. So it alleviates the problem from patients that have Parkinson's, for example, to basically track like what the like when they put in the pills in their little containers, then they have to align it into a tracking device, and the wiring is very difficult kind of to get exactly in line, so we needed to solve that problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a couple of limitations for our product. So first, we couldn't change the shape or size because it would be very difficult for the company to change its production processes completely. And so we also have to keep most of the materials the same. And most importantly, the pharmacists have to be comfortable with the process of assembling the product, because if they're not comfortable, like nobody else assembles the product. So we had to sort of redesign something in which they could be comfortable with it.
So our key points we had to address was first, we were thinking of having the top layer glued to the container, which removes the need for perfect alignment when you put just this top layer like stickering on. Or we would design a personal machine that kind of glues it on, and it's as if like a screen protector application. You take this machine and it's perfectly aligned for you when you swipe it on. Or we would change the project completely and use new materials, create new shades, new size, and change the whole process for pharmacists and caretakers.
But of course, this was like our last plan.
Yeah, that was our last resort.
Yeah. Okay, so originally we came up with a couple of ideas. So first we thought of like collapsible cups. So when the container is packaged, the container can just collapse, and then once the pharmacist receives the containers, they can just kind of open up the containers and put the pills in. And then we talked about removing wiring from the pallet.
That was the idea with that, was taking all the wiring from the plastic bit with the actual pills and moving it into the box, where basically you don't need to align anything and it's already all built in together, and the only thing you'd be doing is adding the pill boxes into the container.
And then lastly, we thought of like a machine, like how Veronica already said, that could help pharmacists or caretakers to attach the sheet on and package the box. Okay, so I kind of you can go to the next. I kind of went down the collapsible cup path, and so when so the product has like these these individual boxes here, and so first I thought of a string that can, if the pharmacist kind of pull on a string, then the entire all the boxes could stand up. And then I thought, that might be a bit difficult packaging. It might be a bit difficult to manufacture the product like that. So it would be cooler or more easier to package it with tiny bends in the cups or the boxes, and then just pressing on it so that it could be completely flat for packaging.
My idea was removing all the wiring from this, which is originally attached to here, into the box already. So that also removes the need for manufacturing new like wiring in the plastic bits and like saving costs there, because the box is reusable. And it would be basically light sensing, where when the pill is inside and the box is opened, then you can track how much light is being like detected, and then when the pill is out, then it changes in terms of like electrical something and yeah, and then it tracks it, and it's like, oh, this box has been opened and the medicine has been taken out and taken. And this also would require like the top being like when you attach something to the top, because manufacturing the pallet is still going to be the same. Instead of attaching the wiring bit, you'd be attaching a blackout adhesive paper. So that also removes the accuracy needed to like apply this top layer. So, yeah, I think that's all. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you guys. Don't go anywhere. Just we've got a couple of minutes. Can we? Because I know that you pitched these ideas to your client, to
Yes.
the CEO of YourMeds.
Yep.
What feedback did you get?
We think we were told that it went really well, and we spent kind of the whole time that we had discussing our products and how we could actually apply this to the product in the future, and like different paths that Jonah could go down to fix this problem. So I think we definitely opened some new routes like to explore.
I'm just going to jump in from the side on that one. These guys weren't here for that conversation because Jonah stuck around and talked to me for an hour afterwards. But he basically, his first thing was those girls both need to get A's on this course. And he actually did say that both of the ideas they came up with were potentially better than what he's had for the last 2 or 3 years. And this problem that he has is actually a big deal because they have the product has like a 98 or 99% success rate. But when you start scaling it to potentially thousands or millions of customers, that percent or even 0.5% of failures is a huge technical problem, and it's actually delayed them from rolling out this product. So Jonah basically expressed that he's interested in pursuing both of those ideas to see where they go, and he was really, really impressed with what they had done. He's been working on this for 2 or 3 years, and he said what they came up with in a short time was as good or better than what he's got. So, yeah.
More questions?
Is there a prototype already of your ideas?
We have like cardboard, like paper prototypes,
Okay.
the ones like the rough ones. We don't have any ones that are actually like made with like materials that could actually work because just time limitations. But that was definitely something we wanted to try if we had the time. But exactly.
So the component technology, these technical components that you would need, let's say for the adhesive paper with. They are wires sort of attached to the adhesive paper?
The adhesive paper actually removes the need for that. So instead of the paper having it, or like the top layer, it would be the box inside. So that's reusable, and then you just take out this plastic bit, which is refilled with pills, and you keep changing that, and that kind of takes away the need for any of the wiring to be aligned.
Okay, so all the materials, the components that you need, they do exist. It's just a matter of
location. Yeah.
It's just the brilliancy is that you combine it and how you combine it to make it work. Okay.
Yeah.
And I wanted to understand, does the data, like how often the pill compartment has been opened, and does the data go somewhere? Does it have to be transmitted somehow? Or?
There is this. Up
It's
here.
that thing.
You can explain it.
So this basically kind of the wires sort of send signals to this here and kind of notify the company right when a patient kind of punches one of these squares in, and there's wires running through that paper.
Yeah, in the original design.
And the idea is that the company knows then when the patient is going to run out of medication, or
It's so that the company knows that the
The
patient is
pharmacy,
actually, or pharmacy knows that the patient has taken their pills. Yeah.
Thanks.
Comment, not a question, but I think anybody who has a family member who has Parkinson's or any other disorder knows it's like a really stunning amount of medication, and that falls very often to the caretaker who's like a family member or like a kid or a spouse, and so anything that helps caretakers I think is so awesome, is so incredible. Like caretaker burnout is like a huge global issue. So I think the fact that you're like plugging into something like this is really awesome, and I just encourage you that like if you continue going down these roads, anything that takes the burden off of family members and stuff like that that have to deal with these really terrible disorders is really awesome. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
We also talked to someone with Parkinson's, so we did an interview to kind of find out what problems we need to address, and that was especially helpful, like with all the taking out the medication of pill boxes, or like tracking it in terms of like memory loss. So that was definitely like an opportunity that we very much like needed and appreciated.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's all.
Thanks, guys. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I like the way that the last bit was about like being human-centered, wasn't it? Because the whole idea of your innovations is that they start with the humans, you know, and the problems that humans face, and that's where the innovation comes from, by understanding people. So